Crypto people, Joey here. I am part of the Chart Guys team. I've been a full-time trader and analyst for 7 years, over 20,000 hours. Here to talk some crypto. We've got some tightening ranges continuing to tighten, and we know that when those break, we can anticipate volatility. And it's always nice in the crypto space when you can get clues from other coins, and we've got a lot of alts breaking their tightening ranges to the upside. We've got Matic is the best example of it, but Link, AVAX, FET, lots of names confirming 3-day uptrends, getting weekly bounce follow through, and that shifts the odds for other names that are still within their tightening ranges. So we will look at those. We will, before we get into any of that, talk about some free trials. We're giving away free trials for 2 weeks in the Chart Guys, or it's a 2-week free trial. Okay, I said that right now. 2-week free trial. So let's just get into that before I get sidetracked and start talking about charts and forget. So if you go to this website, which I'll post in the chat here, you can sign up for a read-only 2-week trial. And folks tuning in probably are pretty familiar with what the Slack community is like. We got all the different rooms, the crypto rooms, general chat, marijuana sector, trade review, stuff on mindset, area for questions, commodities, the whole kit and caboodle, stuff like our Chart Guys meetup that we're doing. You got DMs with your homies, all sorts of stuff in here. Amazing community. Everybody is, there's someone on top of whatever's going on always, because we got about 1,000 folks in here. It's a special place, and now you can check it out for free. So hit that link if you are interested. And now let's get into the charts. So we'll just start off with Big Daddy Bitcoin and then move on through. And we're in weekly inside bars. Nothing's really changing until that breaks. Bulls would have to get through 61.8K to get the bull break and get the weekly bounce underway, but they'd need to take out 62,745 to see follow through. And then we cannot get bamboozled if we get a weekly lower high compared to 70.1K, as that's the most likely scenario, unless we see continued increasing bull volume. And there's not much more to say on Bitcoin. It'll be a 3-day uptrend that would have to confirm to get that weekly bounce underway. Let's get the face cam back on there. And then we'd watch out for that weekly lower high. If bears defend 62,745, then we'll just tighten up on the 3-day. And that is that. Key support would be 56.1K. In the shorter term here, we've got a 4-hour equilibrium, low, high, higher, low, lower, high. Bulls trying to shape up a higher low compared to 59.7K. If they can do so, we'll continue to tighten here. And then the direction this tightening range breaks will tell us, are we getting daily consolidation underway to look for a higher low compared to 57.8K? Or are we going to test resistance and try to get that weekly bounce underway? The biggest thing here is when you're within a tightening range, you don't want to overtrade it. We know that smaller time frames are likely to be choppy, and you've just got to respect that and know what kind of environment you are in. So while Bitcoin is not having too impressive of a day here, just a daily inside bar, one thing that does make it a bit more impressive is we've got some pretty legitimate downside in the broad market here today. It's not anything that is shocking. It's just daily consolidation after a many-day stair step. And Bitcoin's holding on well throughout that. So you combine that bullish correlation to the broad market with the fact that we have alts doing, I guess we'll just look at Matic since it's the best example of what we want to see other alts do. This tightening range, bull break, big time follow through for Matic. And if we look at some other names, Link, tightening range, bull break. AAVE, that's doing its own thing. What am I looking for? AVAX, tightening range, bull break. ADA, tightening range, bull break. These things shift the odds that others are going to follow. So you add bullish correlation in the broad market, which was a bearish correlation not too long ago, but today it has shifted. And the fact that alts are starting to pop off, and that can give us a bullish lean looking for other alts to follow. So some other alts that we would be looking to see follow is Ethereum. You can see this is the same chart as what we just looked at, and that other one's getting the bull break. So the crypto space does follow the leader very often. So eyes on Ethereum to see if it can break this tightening range bull. It's certainly not doing it at the moment, but going to be looking at resistance of 2697 and the highest level 2782. And as far as support, I'm just going to stick with the lowest level of this multi-bottom that we've got here at 25.09. So if you want to place your bets within, next time we pull down to support, you can get a bullish position. If you get a little move up, you can chop some, get risk-free, and give Ethereum bulls a chance to try to get that bull break. See weekly bounce continuation, where we'd be looking at weekly 12 EMA as the next target there. And if we do get the bear break, then that's a weekly lower high set. Bulls would be hopeful that they can form a higher low compared to the lows down here at 21.16 because they've bounced over 50% of this pullback, but it's only just over 50%, so it's not the overwhelming favorite scenario that a higher low is the most likely scenario, especially with the relative weakness. And on the note of that relative weakness, if we want to see Ethereum come into the spotlight in any sense, we need to see ETH BTC get over daily 12 EMA as step one. After that, that'd be a weekly bounce getting underway. We'd have tons of room for a weekly lower high. And if we're talking Ethereum coming back onto the map in a more sustainable sense, we're going to need a weekly uptrend. So we'll just go one step at a time. And it's the daily 12 EMA, daily downtrend for now on ETH BTC. So moving on to LTC, starting with LTC BTC, because last stream we were talking about if we get a rejection from weekly 12 EMA, which has been rejecting price for ages on LTC BTC, then we can anticipate that LTC USD would be a good short, and ended up getting 9% off the highs. Not the craziest short by any means, but it had really nice relative weakness for a few days here as LTC BTC came off that top. So it's just a good example of how you can be utilizing these ratio charts in conjunction with the USD pairings to kind of put yourself in the right place at potentially the right time. So we're still going to be looking for a daily higher low here. Anything over 58.80 would be one. And we've got a 4-hour downtrend as the guide. Technically just confirmed a little uptrend here, but I don't give too much credence to trend changes when they are below the relevant EMA. So ultimately, bull's going to need to get through 64.80 to get a daily higher low set on LTC, and not forgetting that we are looking for a weekly lower high compared to 76.76. So you don't want to be too hasty with daily higher low buys here without recognizing that it's decently aggressive after a 36% move off the low when you've only got 12% more before your lower high resistance. Who else is doing cool things? BNB, a star here. So we know we got the clean, we did get a clean bounce from monthly 12 EMA. Then we had the lower low without follow through, and now we're right back up. So weekly lower high resistance of 605 is coming into play, and bulls now setting up an inverse head and shoulders here to try to shape up a monthly higher low. And that, of course, is if bears defend 605. And that would be a monthly bull flag just below all-time highs in kind of a pseudo cup and handle type formation here. So BNB remains very strong. Maybe we got 12-hour 12 EMA. Yeah, 12-hour 12 EMA rider here, 12-hour uptrend, and bulls maintain full control as long as that is the case. Sol is another name like Ethereum where we're looking for the potential that this range breaks. We know all these other alts are breaking their ranges. That increases the odds that others will continue to follow, and Sol is on the lookout for potential to follow. Until then, nothing's going on. We got a daily equilibrium high, low, lower high, higher low, and bulls need to take out 148.83 and 152.18 as step one to trying to break this range to the upside. And as far as supports, we've got low of yesterday, 138.70, and then the low of this consolidation, 136.10. So Sol BTC remains kind of weak here. Going to need to see that get over daily 12 EMA if we want to believe anything that Sol USD is doing as far as upside. And that's a top watch here. So to look at some of these names that are getting their tightening range bull breaks, looking at ADA, we cannot forget that we're looking for weekly lower highs on all of these coins. All of them that have this same structure here of big move down, tightening range, bull break, looking for weekly lower highs. So anything below 47 or 45.70 would be a lower high on ADA. If we look at AVAX, same deal, almost identical chart. Going to be looking for a lower high compared to 33, and we can be using daily uptrends as the guide for this weekly move. Nice daily 12 EMA resistance on AVAX, bull break, big time follow through, nice increase in volume. So looking for as many coins as we can hope for to follow. Phil, another one getting its bull break, not a ton of follow through yet. Weekly bounce underway, lots of room for a weekly lower high. Not going to get bamboozled if that forms, which is the most likely scenario. Anything below 484 would be one. And even Ape, the stinker, is tightening range bull break. So there is reason to believe that these others will follow, and we just got to wait and see if they can do so. What else we got? Let's go back and look at Matic, just because that's been a star over the past few days. Tightening range bull break, that's fantastic. But here we are, right at weekly lower high resistance, 56.10, testing weekly 12 EMA. Bears are going to be looking to play off of that level. Let's look at Matic BTC, see if we've got weekly 12 EMA there as well. Pushing up and over a little bit. That's not what Matic USD bears want to see. What do we have as a guide here? Nothing really clear as far as EMAs go. We'll just stick with our 4-hour uptrend, and we can say 842 is the key level on Matic BTC. For Matic USD, to see any notable pullback, we need to see Matic BTC break this 842 level. And if we see Matic USD break weekly lower high resistance, it's the same concept that I'm talking about with watching these tightening ranges pop off one by one. If we start to see names break weekly lower high resistances, then that's when we look for others to potentially do the same. So we have increasing bull volume. That's what would be necessary to break that, and time will tell what we end up getting. We're near and daily overbought, so got to be cognizant that you probably want to be waiting for higher lows to buy. And got a 4-hour uptrend just like the BTC pairing. What else we got? We'll look at Link. So Link, same structure, tightening range bull break. That is weekly bounce getting underway. Tons of room for a weekly lower high. Anything under 1520 would be one. And we can be watching a daily uptrend as the guide here. We're in an area with a lack of resistance. All right, that's all I'm really looking to look at here today. ICP doing the same thing. All of these alts are starting to do that. So that increases the odds that Ethereum and Sol and whoever else is range bound can continue the streak and follow along. So looking back here at Bitcoin in the short term, just tightening on up. So I mean, it's been a bearish day for sure, but if we look at this action and then we compare that to like what NQ had going on today, Bitcoin's holding on pretty well. Bitcoin is holding on pretty well. All right, let's see what we got going in chat. Quiet day in here for sure. Thursday afternoon, 57 viewers, quiet stream. And also we're range bound on a lot of names. So always, our analytics typically match the volatility in the markets. All right, Tosh wants to look at ZRO. Let's take a look. So ZRO is one of our names that we can be looking to potentially follow these other alts. Tightening range on the daily, just an EQ, high, low, lower high, higher low, lower high, higher low, and we're coming up to resistance of 368, 376. Got to break that to the upside to get a weekly bounce underway, and then we'll look for a lower high compared to 560. I thought ZRO had more history. Let me try to find a different ticker. No, I guess not. What am I thinking of? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So tightening range, got to break bull, get a weekly bounce underway, and then we would be looking for a lower high compared to 560. If we break it bull from here, this daily uptrend will be the guide. And that is that. Aggressive bears looking for no bull break. Certainly got a clear level to top fish, but you got to respect that. The odds are against you with other alts starting to pop. And as far as support, we're pretty much just looking at 317, then 290, and then the flush lows at 273. Let's see, Mr. Ryan V. Haven't heard much about the ETH ETF in a while. Were they considered a success after the first few days of data? I think they were considered a decent success. If I remember correctly, they had about 1/5 of the inflows that Bitcoin had, and Bitcoin was like a historic ETF launch. So, 1/5 of that, that's probably about how most folks would weight it in the crypto space itself. So I think it was a success, but I'm not your guy for that, to be honest. But yeah, that's that. What up, cheeky scarecrow? Yeah, I've never, have had plenty of interactions with you, but I don't think I've had you on the live stream. Glad you're here, my friend. Let's see, Crypto Kitty. Not sure if you've looked at Solana or Injective yet, since I just started now, but interested in TA on those. We did do Solana as Injective, INJ. Yes. So INJ is another one of our coins that is got the tightening range, getting its bull break now. That falling wedge that we were talking about last stream ended up breaking bull break, backtest, and move on. So that's what you love to see. And the implications that has on the chart is just weekly bounce continuation. So we're still going to be looking for a lower high compared to 28.11, and we will let the daily uptrend be the guide for this weekly move. So it is a bull break, but not nearly as strong as some of our other names that have gotten the bull break. That being said, we're only just getting it today, whereas something like Matic, where'd you go? Something like Matic, that got the bull break 3 days ago at this point. So we'll just see if the follow the leader continues. So as far as our daily move, we've got a 4-hour uptrend as our guide. Consolidation underway right now. Anything over 1939 would be a higher low, and as long as the 12 EMA is support, that daily move remains strong. And then once the daily tops out, we'll be looking for a higher low compared to 751. And ultimately, this daily uptrend would need to be compromised to see a weekly lower high shape up here. And not going to forget, we are looking, or no, we're in a monthly downtrend on INJ. So we will be looking for a lower high compared to 33 if bulls can get a monthly bounce underway. We're looking for a quarterly higher low is what I was thinking. We're looking for a monthly higher low, but I forgot we already been there, done that with INJ, and it failed down to new lows. So let's look at INJ BTC. It's been a minute since we've checked in on that. So INJ BTC, I bet this is a bit of a weekly falling wedge. Let's see if we can draw something like that. Yeah, hold on. Let me get out the old drawing skills. We'll start down. Oh, gosh dang it! Already got it on there. So yeah, gonna continue to watch that. If INJ is gonna come back onto the map in a more notable sense, we need INJ BTC to break out of this falling wedge. And for now, anything below 42.29 would be a lower high. Skiing Rooster, continued thanks for the streams and info. My pleasure, friend. Thank you for the appreciation. Yeah, Willie, LTC is old school, and I know it's like not everybody's favorite coin, but the reason we keep it grouped in as part of the big three is just because it's so consistently a turd. So it's nice to look at, Big Daddy BTC, and then Ethereum, which not lately, but historically is a pretty strong alt, and then LTC historically is a pretty weak alt. So when you look at those three, you can kind of get the spectrum of what's going on in the space. But yeah, LTC, there's a reason not a lot of people are talking about it, but it's more of just for sake of metrics that we keep an eye on it. So, all right. I mean, that's all I'm really looking at. If nobody's got any more tickers, we'll just go ahead and wrap it on up. We got a Chart Guys live stream going on. I don't want to overlap with it too much. I will give the second reminder here about the free trials. I know anybody still listening to the stream probably saw it already, but I almost got in trouble for not mentioning it enough last time. So here we are, 2-week read-only free trial. Check it out. Go to chartguys.com/membership-trial, and you can be in this Slack community for free for 2 weeks. You won't be able to post, but you'll be able to see everything everyone else is doing. You'll be able to see the members only live streams, which are 2 to 3 times a day. We do the crypto ones on YouTube public, but and the pregame public on YouTube, but we got many more streams here live. We got weekend videos for commodities, MJ, crypto, general, broad market. Those are for members only, and you'll have access to all that stuff as well. as all of the educational material on the website that is members only. If you look at these educational videos here, got a buttload of them. So check it out. It is free. Happy to have anybody come join and see what the community's all about. Thank y'all for tuning in on a Thursday afternoon. Let's see, we do got another thing in here. Crypto Kitty with the hit the like button. Please do, y'all, if you like it only, of course. Stevie O'Brien, am I watching inflows and outflows? I am not. I'm just watching the charts themselves. I've never really gotten an edge with my personal style for the inflows, outflows. I know a lot of folks do. I do not, so I don't spend the bandwidth on it. But that's all I've got. Thank y'all for tuning in. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Let's see if we can get Ethereum and Sol to follow, and names like ZRO that are still in tightening ranges. And we'll see if Bitcoin gets that weekly bounce underway, but we will not be bamboozled if Bitcoin sets a weekly lower high, which is the most likely scenario. Got to keep an eye on the broad market if this weakness persists. Talked about it many times before, but when the Fed cuts rates, it historically leads to a bear market. If the S&P 500 sees a 30% pullback, which would be in line with historical precedences on rate cuts, then it's probably not going to be great for Bitcoin. So at this point, the Fed is pricing in, or the CME Fed Watch tool has 100% odds of a rate cut on the September 18th FOMC meeting. It's 75.5% odds for a quarter basis point and 24.5% odds for a half basis point. So if that happens, that's the pivot. People will say it's a good thing. It's not a good thing. You can just look at the stats yourself. All right. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see y'all on Monday.